So, you're looking at this video and you're thinking, geez, you have a lot of video games. Yeah, I do. And today I wanted to talk about my favorite game for each system that I have. Okay, now I used to have a PS3, but I sold that. So I'm just going to tell you off the bat that my favorite game for the PS3 is actually 3D Dot Game Heroes. So you should go buy that right now if you have one. So, I guess we'll start with the Game Boy Advance. That's my favorite game on the Game Boy Advance, Donkey Kong Country 2, but I'm probably being a little biased about it because Donkey Kong Country 2 is actually my favorite video game of all time. Like, no joke, for the Super Nintendo, it's my all-time favorite. I can go back to that game like a million times and keep playing it. Just everything about that game is just amazing. So, I guess now we're going to talk about the DS, and that's my favorite game on the Nintendo DS. And it was a tough call between that and Pokemon Diamond, but really, I had the most fun with this game. I spent so many hours online racing people and snaking, as they called it, and I was just really good at that game at one point, and I had a lot of good times with that. And I guess now the PlayStation. This is going to be cliche, but I'm sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry, it's so cliche, but I love Final Fantasy VII. And really, that's why I wanted the PlayStation to begin with. I bought a PlayStation when I was in high school. And the PS2 had been out for a long time. And I had just skipped on Sony. But this game right here was just amazing. Okay, so I know it's cliche, but... So the PS2, that right there, that's why I bought the PlayStation 2 for Kingdom Hearts. I bought 1 and 2. I mean, that's what I really wanted. And this game... Some people like to bash it. They say it's not as good as the first one, but really, I think it's better than the first one by far. But I mean, maybe I'm just being stupid about it. I don't know. I thought everything about it was better. The combat, the cutscenes, the graphics. I mean, just everything about it. It just seemed like it was a smoother game. Some people are like it's too easy because the first one was challenging. Well, yeah. I mean, they toned it down a little bit, but really, I mean. It did not take away from the fun. So for the GameCube, this was a tough call because it was either this or Super Smash Bros. Melee. But Wind Waker, this was actually the first Zelda game I ever played, like all the way through, and I just had a blast with it. Back then when I first played this, I was just blown away by the game. I mean, I had never actually played anything like it, and people are like, "Well, that's what you get for missing Ocarina of Time, which is the superior game." But I've played Ocarina of Time too after I played Wind Waker, and I just prefer this better. I guess when you're not looking through the rose-colored glasses of nostalgia and stuff, you can actually see things for what they are. But, I mean, really, Wind Waker, to me, is a better game than Ocarina of Time. But Ocarina of Time is still, like, it's amazing. It's really amazing. So I'm sorry if I got a little fanboys out there mad. I'm really sorry about that. Now for the Wii, this was no contest. Super Smash Bros. Brawl. I put so many hours into this game. This was probably the most hyped up game for me in my entire life. I went to the Smash website every single day looking for a new update. I can't even put it into words. But thinking about it back then. But everything about this game is just amazing, except for the random tripping and the lack of balanced gameplay with the Smash Balls. But it's still a really good game. It really is. And it's a shame that the online on it sucks, like so bad, because otherwise it would make this game like a perfect 10 out of 10 for me. And lastly, my favorite game on the 360, Alan Wake. Now, this game kind of flew under the radar for a lot of people, and I don't know why. This is such an amazing game. This is one of the few games this generation of games that I wanted to play and play all the way through. A lot of games these days, I'll play for like 30 minutes, I'm like, I'm bored, I don't want to play. But the storyline, the graphics, the cutscenes, and just this, I mean, it's just perfect to me. The whole game is perfect. It's the right mix, I think. And I really can't wait for a sequel. If they make a sequel. I mean, I got the DLC for the game and everything, and I just love this game. And that's all I have now. Now, my favorite games, I guess, for the Sega Let me just move my camera for a second. Yes, I'm wearing a weird hat. I guess my favorite game for the Nintendo would have to be Mario 3. Hands down, Mario 3. Super Mario Bros. 3 was my favorite Nintendo game. I don't have my Nintendo anymore, but... Oh man, I almost forgot. My N64. Right over there. Well, my favorite game for the N64 is Banjo-Kazooie. And the reason why is... It was my second N64 game I ever got. My first one was Mario 64. I think everybody started with Mario. And... it was just amazing. It was fun. It took me years to beat that game, like 100%. Going back now, I can beat that game in like less than 7 or 8 hours. I don't know the exact number. It might even be 6. I don't know the exact. But I can rush through that game like crazy and get everything 100%. That's how many times I've beaten that game. I know everything about it. I know... I mean, I wouldn't say I'm the master at that game, because I'm sure there's somebody out there who's like an insane freak when it comes to video games and they can beat that super ultra fast, but I'm pretty good. I'm up there. I'm definitely up there. I know I am. So, Banjo-Kazooie, awesome. And for the Super Nintendo, I mean, would it be dumb to say Donkey Kong Country 2 again? Really? I mean, it's a tie between that and Turtles in Time for the Turtles in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Turtles in Time. It was for the arcade, and they ported it over to the Super Nintendo, which is actually, I think, a superior version than the arcade. But yeah. Good times. And my favorite Sega Genesis game would be Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Easy. Easy. Sonic 2 is my favorite Sonic game ever made. Aside from Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. That Sonic game, to me, was my favorite Sonic game ever made. So, I guess when you're talking about Sonic games, it's... Well, okay, you can't really compare them, okay? There's two different type of games. So, for the classic Sonic games, you have Sonic 2, and for the new Sonic games, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. All the way. Definitely Sonic 2. So, that's my nerdy video game video. Haven't done one of these in a long time, so thanks for watching. I'll see you later.